don't feel very alive. I feel sleepy. Well, we're going to have a teaching anyway, if God permits. And if He doesn't permit, then I'll just send y'all. Somebody said, "Oh, we got started with a good teaching last week. Why don't we finish that up?" Okay. Let's have a little food for thought here from Matthew 5:21. You have heard that our fathers were told, "Do not murder," and that anyone who commits murder will be subject to judgment. But I tell you that anyone who nurses anger against his brother will be subject to judgment. That whoever calls his brother you good for nothing will be brought before the Sanhedrin. That whoever says fool incurs a penalty of burning in the fire of Gehenna. So if you are offering your gift at the temple and you remember there that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there where it is by the altar and go make peace with your brother. Then come back and offer your gift. If someone sues you, come to terms with him quickly while you and he are on the way to court. Or he may hand you over to the judge, and the judge to the officer of the court, and you may be thrown in jail. Yes, indeed, I tell you, you will certainly not get out until you have paid the last penny. You have heard that our fathers were told, "Do not commit adultery." But I say to you that a man who even looks at a woman with the purpose of lusting after her has already committed adultery with her in his heart. If your right eye makes you sin, gouge it out and throw it away. Better that you should lose one part of you than have your whole body thrown into Gehenna. My vocal cords are not cooperating very well. If your right hand makes you sin, cut it off and throw it away. Better that you should lose one part of you than to have your whole body thrown into Gehenna. It was said, "Whoever divorces his wife must give her a get." But I say to you that anyone who divorces his wife, except on the grounds of fornication, makes her an adulteress, and that anyone who marries a divorced woman commits adultery. Again, you have heard that our fathers were told, "Do not break your oath. Keep your vows to Yahweh." But I tell you not to swear at all, not by heaven, because it is God's throne, not by the earth, because it is his footstool, and not by Jerusalem, because it is the city of the great King. And don't swear by your head, because you can't make a single hair white or black. Just let your yes be a simple yes, and your no a simple no. Anything more than this has its origin in evil. Well, I keep remembering this verse while the Democrats are arguing over
Donald Trump. And then now they're starting to argue among themselves because some are or saying that, we need to. It has nothing to do with the phone call.
Right.
Because the 2 articles of impeachment don't even include the phone call.
Yeah.
It was never about the phone call.
Don't swear by your head because you can't make a single hair white or black. Just let your yes be a simple yes and your no a simple no. Anything more than this has its origins in evil. You have heard that our fathers were told an eye for an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. But I tell you not to stand up against someone who does you wrong. On the contrary, if someone hits you on the right cheek, let him strike you on the left cheek too. If someone wants to sue you for your shirt, let him have your coat as well. And if a soldier forces you to carry his pack for 1 mile, I may not be able to finish his teaching. Let's see. Carry it for him too. When someone asks you for something, give it to him. When someone wants to borrow something from you, lend it to him. You've heard it said that our fathers were told, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I tell you, love your enemies, pray for those. Pray for those who persecute you. Then you will become the children of your Father in heaven, for he makes the sun to shine on the good and the bad people alike, and he sends rain to the righteous and to the unrighteous alike. I can't take that. That's it's because of an ingredient in it. What I need is a good hot pepper to suck on.
Oh, okay. I should have thought about that. I have a cinnamon. I have a little cinnamon candy if you want the cinnamon one. I should have that.
Therefore be perfect just as your Father in heaven is perfect. Be careful not to parade your acts of tzedakah in front of people in order to be seen by them. If you do, you have no reward from your Father in heaven. So when you do tzedakah, don't announce it with trumpets to win people's praise. Like the hypocrites in the synagogues and on the streets. Yes, I tell you, they have their reward already. But you, when you do tzedakah, don't even let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Then your tzedakah will be in secret, and your Father who sees what you do in secret will reward you. When you pray, don't be like the hypocrites who love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the street corners, so that people can see them. Yes, I tell you, they have their reward already. But you, when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray for your Father. Pray to your Father in secret. Your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. I don't know if I can do it.
You want us to read?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay. So I think we were at, was it 8?
Verse 7.
7. And when you pray, don't babble on and on like the pagans who think God will hear them better if they talk a lot. Don't be like them because your Father knows what you need before you ask him. You therefore pray like this. Our Father in heaven, may your name be kept holy. May your kingdom come. Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us the food we need today. Forgive us what we have done wrong, as we too have forgiven those who have wronged us. And do not lead us into hard testing, but keep us safe from the evil one. For kingship, power, and glory are yours forever. Amen. For if you forgive others their offenses, your heavenly Father will forgive you. But if you do not forgive others their offenses, your heavenly Father will not forgive yours. Now when you fast, don't go around looking miserable like the hypocrites. They make sour faces so that people will know they are fasting. Yes, I tell you, they have the reward already. But you, when you fast, wash your face and groom yourself, so that no one will know you are fasting, except your Father, who is with you in secret. Your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you. Do not store up for yourselves wealth here on earth, where moths and rust destroy, and burglars break in and steal. Instead, store up for yourselves wealth in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys, and burglars do not break in or steal. For where is your wealth? For where your wealth is, there your heart will be also. The eye is the lamp of the body, so if you have a good eye, that is, if you are generous, your whole body will be full of light. But if you have an evil eye, if you are stingy, your whole body will be full of darkness. If, then, the light in you is darkness, how great is that darkness? No one can be slave to two masters, for he will either hate the first and love the second, or scorn the second and be loyal to the first.
You can't be a slave.
You can't be a slave to both God and money. Therefore, I tell you, don't worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear or what you will wear. Isn't life more than food and body more than clothes? Birds flying about. They neither plant nor harvest, nor do they gather food into barns, yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Aren't you worth more than they are? Can any of you be worrying add a single hour to his life?
28.
And we'll be anxious about clothing. Think about the fields of wild irises and how they grow. They neither work nor spin thread. Yet I tell you that not even Shlomo in all his glory was clothed as beautifully as one of these. If this is how God clothes grass in the field, which is here today and gone tomorrow, thrown in an oven, won't he much clothe you? What little trust you have. So don't be anxious, asking, what will we eat? What will we drink? How will we be clothed? For it is the pagans who set the hearts of all on. Your heavenly Father knows you need them all. But seek first his kingdom and his glory?
And his righteousness.
And his righteousness.
And all these things will be given
Oh, there it goes. And all these things will be given to you as well. Don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will worry about itself. Today has enough service already. What is service?
Troubles.
Troubles, okay. Don't judge. Don't judge so that you won't be judged. For the way you judge others is how you will be judged. The measure with which you measure out will be used to measure you. Why do you measure out? Why do you see the splinter in your brother's eye, but not notice the log in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, let me take the splinter out of your eye, when you have the log in your own eye? You hypocrite! First take the log out of your eye, then you will see clearly, so that you can remove the splinter in your brother's eye. First take the log out of your own eye, then you will see clearly, so that you can remove the splinter from your... Oh, we did that. Don't give to the dogs what is holy, and don't throw your pearls to the pigs.
Why did he say that? Here.
Don't give to dogs what is holy. We're supposed to eat. Well, we, his chosen, have been given the gift of knowing what is holy. And are we supposed to be feeding what is holy to the dogs?
Comparing this previous statement, you hypocrite, first take the log out of your own eye, and then you can see clearly.
So then you will see clearly.
So you can remove the splinter from your brother's eye. And then comparing that to verse 6, don't give to dogs what is holy. Don't throw your pearls to pigs. Okay, so how is this equated to throwing pearls to pigs or giving what is holy to dogs?
Well, then also it says if you do, they may trample them under their feet and then turn and attack you.
Okay.
I think it kind of refers to don't give the holy word to someone that won't appreciate it. No?
That's what I used to think.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Yeah. It makes.
Well, pigs are what do you call it? The scum of the earth.
Yeah.
So are you going to give something that's holy to the scum of the earth?
So that's why we always, I think most people think that.
Well, people think that eating all kinds of foods that because they think the law's been done away with, and it's unholy. So you're taking it. You're eating something that's unholy, because and also he also does refer in some parables that what you speak out of your mouth is not what you eat, but what comes out of your mouth is what either holy or unholy. So if you're not doing right, why are you going to try to help?
What in verse 6, what are the pearls?
Something that is precious and valuable.
Holy, something that is holy, because he's talking about what is holy, and don't throw your pearls to the pigs.
Good.
So why are you going to give something holy away? But you also need to get yours, like it says, get the log out of your eye. That means you need to get your hypocrisy out before you're going to
criticize or
or before you're going to help somebody. You need to make sure you're right in the heart.
Good.
Yeah. You can't guide someone if you can't see where you're going, basically.
Amen. Yeah.
What about a pig? Will he trample you? Trample these pearls under their feet? Do they value pearls?
No.
No.
So you're taking something that is holy and you're throwing it to the pigs, and the pigs don't even care.
Nope, they'll
That
just
it's
trample
holy.
it. Yeah, they'll just they'll eat the pearls.
Okay, so then, given let's say you've made an offering to God in sacrifice, and it's a nice, big, thick, juicy steak, and you're dedicating it to serving God, right? And so you give it to the dogs. Would you do that?
Not if it's a sacrifice to God. Don't give it to the dogs.
The dog doesn't care where the steak
No, the
came
dog.
from.
No, the dog doesn't know about whether God. Dogs doesn't know God. Dog is a dog.
So, now what is the picture here then? Let's go back up a little. So how can you say to your brother, let me take the splinter out of your eye, when you have a log in your own eye?
Yeah, it's what Sonia said. You need to, if you're gonna guide your brother, you need to make sure you're right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm.
These are very deep teachings that he...
Yeah. We all need to
Jesus.
be right in our heart if we're going to be a help or a light to others.
Okay.
So they can be a light to others, and they can be a light to others.
So little house dogs, everybody has a little house dog, I think.
Most people do nowadays, yep.
And if you buy a nice, thick, juicy kosher steak and you cooked it just right, and now you're going to sit and worship God with it, and now you're going to give it to your dog to eat. How do you do that?
Well, you might give the bone, the T-bone.
Yeah.
But not the meat. The meat's been dedicated to Yahweh.
Yeah.
So that would be wrong.
So how is the things that he's talking about here, which is basically judging things through your own eyes?
And being right, getting right with your own brother, with your
Yeah. So how does that compare to giving your sacrifice to God?
Well, like he said, you need to, before you come sacrifice, you better be right in the heart. And if you have some malice against someone, then you need to pray for that person.
Good. All right, let's skip on down to 7. Keep asking and it will be given to you. Keep seeking and you will find. Keep knocking and the door will open to you. For everyone who keeps asking receives, and he who keeps seeking finds. And to him who keeps knocking, the door will be opened. Is there anyone here who, if his son asks for a loaf of bread, he will give him a stone? Or if he asks for a fish, will he give him a snake? I hope not.
Oh no, that's just so evil.
So
I
even
can't imagine.
even though you are bowed, know how to give children gifts that are good, how much more will your Father in heaven keep giving good things to those who keep asking?
Amen.
Verse 12, always treat others as you would like them to treat you. That sums up the teaching of the Torah and the prophets. Go in through the narrow gate, for the gate that leads to destruction is wide, and the road is broad, and many travel it. But it is a narrow gate and a hard road that leads to life, and only a few find it. I had a day vision. I was praying and I said, Lord, he explained to me the broad gate and the narrow way. And I saw him. His face was mangled from having been beaten with rods. He was just in miserable condition. And he was hanging on that cross, that execution pole. Made me feel unworthy to even partake of his flesh. Beware of false prophets. They come to you wearing sheep's clothing, but underneath they are hungry wolves. You will recognize them by their fruit. Can people pick grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? Likewise, every healthy tree produces good fruit, but a poor tree produces bad fruit.
Rabbi?
Yeah.
What fruit does a wolf have?
Ravenous puppies.
Compared to a goat.
A healthy tree cannot bear bad fruit, nor a poor tree good fruit. Any tree that does not produce good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. You will recognize them by their fruit. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, shall enter the kingdom of heaven. Only those who do what my Father in heaven wants. On that day, many people will say to me, Lord, Lord, didn't we prophesy in your name? Didn't we expel demons in your name? Didn't we perform miracles in your name? Then I will tell them to their face, I never knew you. Get away from me, you workers of what?
Lawlessness.
Lawlessness.
That's like a lot of the preachers and ministers.
Yeah.
I think that refers to, isn't it? Correct me. It's to those ones that are pronouncing the other name.
Oh, yeah.
Because these people, no offense, but these people, they're thinking, oh, we're in the right place. And they're pronouncing the wrong name. And so I think that it might be where they say, didn't we cast out demons in your name?
Yeah.
And that is when Abba,
yeah.
Yahweh, is going to say, that is not my name.
The ones that say, in Jesus' name,
Uh-huh.
I cast
Now they
this
say it more like this. In Jesus' name.
So it's
I cast
like,
this demon out, or
Yeah.
I cast this sickness out, or
so they believed all that time. They believed all that time that they were casting demons, and they were. But then, and in the end, then they will find out, why.
yeah, they will have their payment due. They have their payment due, like he says, and they already have the payment due already.
Yes. I had a rabbi that said once, do you realize what a miracle that is that you're here? And that, every single person that you're here.
Yeah.
It's
Amen.
not just, I was just passing by. It's something that the Creator wanted for you. So
Yep.
that is a lot.
And only if all understood that, because Shane and my son and I understood that when we were invited, but we weren't told what it was, what kind of congregation, except that we were invited, and it was God at work. When y'all were at the other little house, and y'all know my son just made himself at home.
Yeah.
He was already at home the moment he walked in. Everybody was like, yeah, who is this?
Somebody read out loud verse 24.
24. Is this in 24? Oh, there we go. So everyone who you can go ahead.
No, it's okay.
So everyone who hears these words of mine and acts on them will be like a sensible man who built his house on bedrock. The rain fell, the rivers flooded, the winds blew and beat against that house, but it didn't collapse because its foundation was on rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine and does not act on them will be like a stupid man who built his house on the sand. The rain fell, the rivers flooded, the wind blew and beat against the house, and it collapsed. And its collapse was horrendous. Now when Yeshua had finished saying these things, the crowds were amazed at the way he taught, for he was not instructing them like their
Torah
teachers.
But as one who had authority himself.
Amen. And after Yeshua had come down from the hill, large crowds followed him. Then a man afflicted with Zaraat came, kneeled down in front of him and said, Sir, if you are willing, you can make me clean. Yeshua reached out his hand, touched him, and said, I am willing. Be cleansed. And at once he was cleansed from his Zaraat. Then Yeshua said to him, "See that you tell no one, but as a testimony to the people. Go and let the Cohen examine you, and offer offer the sacrifice that Moshe commanded."
Yep, taking right back to the Torah.
Yeah, the Old Testament, where he needs to be examined. Well, as Yeshua entered Capharnaum, a Roman army officer came up and pleaded for help. "Sir, my orderly is lying at home, paralyzed and suffering terribly." Yeshua said, "I will go and heal him." But the officer answered, "Sir, I am unfit to have you come to my house, to my home. Rather, if you will only give the command, my orderly will recover. For I too am a man under authority. I have soldiers under me. I said to this one, 'Go,' and he goes. To another, 'Come,' and he comes. To my slave, 'Do this,' and he does. And he does it." On hearing this, Yeshua was amazed and said to the people following him, "Yes, I tell you, I have not found anyone in Israel with such trust. Moreover, I would tell you that many will come from the east and from the west to take
Their places
their places
at
at the feast in the kingdom of heaven with Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov. But those born for the kingdom will be thrown outside in the dark, where people will wait and grind their teeth." Then Yeshua said to the officer, "Go, let it be for you as you have trusted." And his orderly was healed at that very moment. That's beautiful. Yeshua went to Kepha's home, and there saw Kepha's mother-in-law sick in bed with a fever. He touched her hand, and the fever left her, and she got up and began helping them. When evening came, many people held in the power of the demons were brought to him. He expelled the spirits with a word and healed all who were ill. This was done to fulfill what had been spoken through the prophet Yeshayahu. And he himself took our weaknesses and bore our diseases. Amen. When Yeshua saw the crowd around him, he gave orders to cross to the other side of the lake. A Torah teacher approached and said to him, "Rabbi, I will follow you wherever you go." And Yeshua said to him, "The foxes have holes, and the birds flying about have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his own head." Another of the Talmudim said to him, "Sir, first let me go and bury my father." But Yeshua replied, "Follow me and let the dead bury their own dead."
Oi.
A lot of people don't understand what he means by that. I mean, I didn't understand it at first either. What does it mean, bury the dead? Have the dead bury their own dead? How did the dead bury their own dead?
Because these people are already dead in spirit.
Yeah.
And so when you, for example, there's two people, mother and son, and they're both dead in spirit because of the knowledge they don't follow. Then the son passes away, quote unquote, but he was already passed away in spirit anyway. And it's like they mourn and they cry, but they should have been crying when they were still alive physically. And then, try to preserve their eternal life.
Well, I don't know. Also, I feel that after I started learning more, so he says, "Let the dead bury the dead." You're supposed to follow me. You're supposed to separate yourself. Just like Peter and his brother, they just left their dad in the boat with a net. They just, left, and so it's not like his love for his dad was just going to be totally gone. His spirit was his dad. In other words, the dead would be buried, but he's following God.
Right.
So God will, in his love and turning away, separating himself, is going to take care of the dead.
the key thing is the Torah.
Yes.
And
Amen.
the Torah is the one that gives life. And, excuse me, but it cannot go without saying that we have to have Yeshua as well.
Yeah, and they had the opportunity here. So, like, God is like, here's my son.
Mm-hmm.
Your dead will be taken care of. You have the opportunity to follow my son, who is a part of me. I am in him and him in me.
Yes.
Why are you not going to just,
So what does it mean that foxes have dens and birds have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head?
We had no place to hold his meeting.
That's right.
Yeah, a lot of people, and there was arguments against my son and I that no, that means that Yeshua was poor. He was homeless, and I'm like, no, that's not saying that he is homeless. Like, he had to travel, and he needed a place, just like you want a hotel or something or a big place to hold. A lot of people wanted to come see you. If a lot of people want to come see you, we need to have a special place. And he needed a special place, so he could rest properly and have people come.
Yes.
That's why he always congregate in the fields, in the mountains, and.
But a lot of times he was a lot.
Welcome, yes.
He was welcome in people's homes and tax collectors' homes. I mean, he had a good place to sleep. He had, he was fed. Everything, he was taken care of.
Yep. So when Yeshua arrived at the other side of the lake in the Gardrians territory, there came out of the barrel caves two men controlled by demons, so violent that no one dared travel on that road. They screamed, "What do you want with us, Son of God? Have you come here to torture us before the appointed time?" What do you think that means?
Because,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
Or he's before the appointed time. God is going to have an appointed time where he's going to be taking care of the devil and his host. And he was like, and they're enjoying their demon controls right now, and but Yeshua decides now that he takes them at him. And they said, I can't believe that they actually ask him to drive us out and send us into the herd of pigs. When the pigs go and they fall off and they throw themselves over the cliff.
Yeah.
So I mean, did they expect that when Yeshua took them out and put them? And they said, when they actually begged them, they knew what was coming before that.
Yeah.
So when the pigs go over the cliff, did they get destroyed, or it was just the pigs that were destroyed and the demons probably went on to, because they said, have you come to torture us before our time?
I think what they mean by torturing us is because they don't want to evacuate those bodies. They
were having a good time.
They want to having a good time torturing physically these two men.
Being in control.
And then telling them to do wicked things. But then once they're out of those two men, they cannot tell a pig go and do, the things that men can do. Animals just do, nature, natural things. They don't have malice. Although I heard the animals can also carry demons.
Yeah, some animals can be possessed.
And although their intellect, their mind is not capable to be as wicked as human mind, but they can hold that spirit in them.
Right.
And so I think when the pigs just fell
Over the cliff.
over the cliff, eventually the demons came out of him, but they were tortured in the end anyway because they didn't. Now they have to search for another
Or
body.
others. Other hosts.
Hosts, yes, exactly, that's the word.
So is that what they meant? Are you trying to get rid of us before our time?
Well, yes and no.
I think that they recognized Yeshua as the powerful one,
Well, they did
That
because it's
could
Son
act-
of God. Because they say you Son of God.
as the powerful one that could actually terminate them anytime if he
Yeah,
wanted to.
they get rid of him because he was to get rid of
And
demons.
it seems like they, I mean, it does read like they knew there was a time coming.
It wasn't their time yet to be destroyed. It was.
They-
I mean, it's weird.
They're kind of like complaining.
I don't
It's not
underst-
time yet.
I don't understand that still.
Kind of a mockery statement.
Yes, like you
Yes.
Son of Man, if you come to get rid of us and before our time, like before. So who are they to say what time where their time is now or later?
Is because I believe there got to be rules established, or not rules, but statements or information established in the other world or kingdom, and so they know they are supposed to respect or take it as is supposed to be, and so that is why they kind of like complain, oh, it's not time yet, why, kind of like a childish type of complaint.
Like, why are you coming over here to take me out of that?
But at the same
Take me
time,
out of my nice clean home.
Yeah,
and
it's like my eyes clean.
cast me into all those pigs.
But they begged them to cast them into the pigs. That's what I didn't understand.
I believe is because they don't want to be just nowhere.
They didn't want to be destroyed. In other words, they didn't want to be totally destroyed. But then,
They want to.
but I mean, it doesn't say whether they after the pigs died whether or not they.
It doesn't say.
It doesn't say.
Are you having fun?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, wait.
Maybe it was a physical representation of putting them in the pit when they went over the cliff.
See, I wonder, yeah, but something, because I mean they beg to be thrown into the pigs because they know Yeshua, this you Son of Man, if you come to get rid of us before our time. But who are they to say where their time is?
Right.
I believe Yeshua and them know the exact rules, quote unquote, and they knew that if they were just to be cast out into the air, something possibly worse than just being thrown out of those two men would happen. And so that's why they begged to be thrown into an animal body instead of just nowhere or something. Not knowing that the pigs were going to go in the cliff. At the end. Anyway. It's very interesting that.
Before the appointed time. Before the appointed time. What does that mean, before the appointed time?
It's been,
I was wondering if anybody would get to that.
Yes, before the appointed time.
see, because it kind of tells like they know there's a time. An exact,
That all the evil will be perish. And they're
That's-
like, it's not our time yet.
Exactly. That's
Like
exactly.
they're mocking. It's like,
It
hey,
sounds
you're
like-
not supposed to get rid of us.
You know how we
was-
I believe you know how we don't know
When the time
what's
is
the
going to come
appointed
down.
time. That is why we have to be consistent in our
Walk,
beliefs
in our
and
walk, yeah.
our peace with Yahweh and our peace with our neighbor, and the world, because we don't know when, and also because we enjoy it. Isn't it? I enjoy it.
Wouldn't you like to be able to take a demon
And
He says,
bind it.
are you going to get rid of me before it's time? And you go, yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And I think that we can be capable of doing such a thing with.
Well, I know
The
I was
hours.
able to do one, which I had a hard time, but I always have to cast burdens back to their source because a lot of people have not just burdens, but they have a lot of stuff going on with them, and there's always somebody's demons or burdens trying to attach themselves to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, doesn't it happen to you that you were just driving peacefully, happy, and then somebody out of nowhere just yells at you bad words and things, and then you wonder, is that to me? And they are actually looking at you, and you kind of wonder, what happened here?
Oh, this person is really possessed.
One time I was at home and I received a phone call from a bill collector, and he wasn't really the one that I owed the money to.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, I said, I bind you, Satan. You can't do anything to me. And this woman's on the other phone says, What did you say? What did you say? Oh, nothing. I wasn't talking to you.
No, because it really is not that physical person that you were talking to.
I was talking to the demon that
The
was
demon that
driving
was,
her.
yeah.
So anyway,
It
and she got real nice to me after that too, by the way.
wow.
There you go.
I believe that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when I say it like this, I don't know if it's the right way to say it, but I say when I first met Yahweh. Is that correct to say?
When you first met,
Yahweh. Because I didn't know him before. And so at the time, I was talking to many people at my work, because that's when I used to work. And I would tell them, we have a creator, and this is his name. And so one person at work told me, I feel sorry for you. But that's how they said it. But at the same time, I felt like I was not talking to that person.
right?
Okay, because that person was never like that to me. And so this person is working on the computer, not looking at me, and then suddenly, not even turning his face to me, said, I feel sorry for you, and he laughed. And I said, why would you feel sorry for me? And then they said, because you're in this one religion, so you call, that it teaches you who the true God is. Ha ha ha. They laughed. And so I said, I think that I have more mercy for you because you don't want to know the truth. And then when I said that, then that person stopped doing his work, and then he looked at me in the eyes and then he said, I'm sorry, I gotta go. And
Yeah,
I was surprised because it kind of like it gives you that feeling like you're talking to a person, but it's not that person.
right.
So that episode happened to me, so I never forget it.
Yeah. Well, that person who I said chapter and verse, please, and couldn't find it where he said the law was done away with, and I go, chapter and verse, please, and he kept trying to find it, and he goes, well, I know it's in here in the New Testament. I go, well, I'm waiting,
Uh-huh.
and I told him, I go to Romans 3:31, and even Yeshua said it in Matthew. The law is not done away with. And I know that Paul is so greatly misunderstood, and obviously you're misunderstanding Paul, and he's still like, well, I'll find it later. And he never did.
Because it's not there.
It's not there.
Yeah.
But he, he didn't talk to me for a while. But afterwards, I started talking to him. We started talking to each other. I never brought it up again because he didn't have the nerve. He never found it.
Yep. It's amazing how a little question will turn the lights on.
Mm-hmm.
Or do they want to turn those lights back off?
Oh no, it's truth. How can I go away from this? Well, I think we probably covered enough for this morning's class.
Amen.
No. We always have next Sabbath. Or
Yeah.
actually Tuesday.
Is that, or we can go right through go into the, what we're supposed to do, what is it, Genesis 32?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We can go straight into that. 32:4.
32:4. Uh-huh.
Yep.
What? Yeah.